Flash floods. Flash floods are sudden floods that develop with little warning. They are among the deadliest weather-related dangers in the outdoors. Most occur in canyons, narrow valleys, dry creek beds, washes, and river corridors, where water naturally funnels through the landscape. The dangerous part is that the rain doesn't even need to fall where you are. A thunderstorm 10 or 20 miles upstream can send a massive surge of water rushing toward your campsite. One moment, a stream appears calm. Minutes later, it can become a fast-moving wall of water carrying logs, rocks, and debris. Campers are often caught because they underestimate how quickly conditions can change. Hypothermia. Hypothermia is a dangerous drop in body temperature. Most people associate it with snow and freezing temperatures. That's a mistake. Rain is often enough. Water removes body heat far faster than air. When clothing becomes soaked, the body's ability to stay warm decreases dramatically. Campers exposed to cold rain, wind, and wet clothing for long periods are especially at risk. Lightning strikes. Heavy rain frequently arrives with thunderstorms, and thunderstorms bring lightning. Campers become vulnerable when they shelter beneath isolated trees, remain in open fields, stand on exposed ridges, or continue outdoor activities after hearing thunder. Contrary to popular belief, tents provide almost no protection from a lightning strike. Road washouts. Many campgrounds are connected by dirt roads, gravel roads, and remote access routes. Heavy rain can quickly destroy these connections. Flowing water erodes road surfaces, undermines bridges, and creates deep washouts that vehicles cannot cross safely. The danger often appears after the storm. Campers who arrived without difficulty suddenly find themselves unable to leave. The wilderness can become much more isolated when the road home disappears. Landslides. A landslide occurs when too much water makes the ground collapse and slide away. They are most common beneath steep slopes, cliffs, mountain terrain, and areas recently damaged by wildfire. Heavy rain acts like a lubricant inside the ground. The more water enters the soil, the heavier and weaker the slope becomes. Eventually, the hillside gives way. Mud, trees, rocks, entire sections of earth can suddenly move downhill. Campers below unstable slopes often receive little warning. Falling trees. Campers often refer to dead or unstable trees as widowmakers. Heavy rain weakens root systems. Strong winds increase the stress placed on trunks and branches. Trees that appear healthy can become unstable when the ground beneath them becomes saturated. The danger is greatest in mature forests, burned forests, and campsites located beneath leaning trees. When a large tree falls, the impact can crush tents, vehicles, and shelters in seconds. Tent collapse. Most modern tents are designed to handle normal rainfall, but prolonged heavy rain creates different challenges. Water begins pooling on roofs, fabric stretches, poles bend, seams weaken. Eventually, the structure can fail. The collapse itself is rarely life-threatening. The real problem is what happens next. Sleeping bags become soaked. Shelter disappears. Once a camper loses protection from the elements, exposure-related dangers increase dramatically. Gear washout. Gear washouts occur when rising water or sudden flooding carries equipment away from camp. Items left near streams, rivers, drainage channels, or low ground are especially vulnerable. At first, it may seem like a property problem, a missing cooler, a lost backpack, a floating lantern. But many campers discover too late that essential survival equipment was attached to those items. Food, navigation tools, dry clothing, medical supplies, vehicle entrapment. Many people assume their vehicle protects them from floodwater. In reality, vehicles become extremely dangerous once water begins moving around them. Just a small amount of moving water can push a vehicle sideways. As water rises, tires lose traction, doors become difficult to open, engines fail. Eventually, the vehicle can be swept away entirely. Many flood fatalities occur because people attempt to drive through water that appears shallow. Rockfall. Heavy rain doesn't just destabilize soil, it destabilizes rock. Water seeps into cracks and fractures within cliffs and steep slopes. As pressure builds, rocks can break free and fall without warning. Campers are most at risk in canyons, mountain valleys, cliffside campsites, and narrow passes. Some falling rocks weigh only a few pounds, others weigh hundreds. River crossing accidents. Many campers cross rivers and streams during their trip. The problem is that the crossing you used yesterday may not exist today. Heavy rainfall can transform a shallow creek into a dangerous torrent within hours. The water becomes deeper, faster, more powerful. People often attempt crossings because their vehicle, campsite, trail, or supplies are on the opposite side. The urgency to continue often overrides caution. That decision can have deadly consequences. Waterborne illness. Heavy rain changes the quality of natural water sources. Runoff washes bacteria, parasites, animal waste, and other contaminants into rivers, lakes, and streams. Water that appears clean may no longer be safe to drink. Backcountry campers who rely on untreated water face the greatest risk. Symptoms can appear hours or days later: dehydration, vomiting, diarrhea, exhaustion. The water doesn't need to look dangerous to become dangerous. Food failure. Food problems rarely make headlines, but they create serious survival challenges. Rain can soak firewood and prevent cooking. Water can contaminate food supplies. Packaging can fail. Storage systems can flood. The result is a camper who is cold, hungry, tired, and wet. Each problem makes the others harder to manage. River flooding. Unlike flash floods, river flooding usually develops slowly. Heavy rainfall over hours or days causes rivers and streams to gradually rise beyond their banks. Campgrounds located in floodplains are especially vulnerable. At first, the changes seem harmless. A few extra inches of water, a slightly wider river, nothing dramatic. Then campsites become islands. Roads disappear beneath water. Bridges become unsafe. Escape routes vanish. The danger isn't speed. It's realizing too late that you're trapped. Insect swarms. Heavy rain creates standing water almost everywhere. Puddles, ditches, tire tracks, flooded ground. These become breeding sites for mosquitoes and other insects. The problem often appears after the rain stops. Large insect populations can make sleep difficult, reduce morale, and increase exposure to insect-borne diseases in some regions. Wildlife encounters. Animals are affected by storms just as much as humans. Flooding forces wildlife to seek new shelter, food sources, and higher ground. As habitats become flooded, animals often move through campgrounds and recreation areas. Snakes may seek dry locations. Bears may investigate food sources. Rodents may enter shelters. Campers sometimes assume wildlife disappears during storms. In reality, many animals are searching for the same thing people are: safety. Isolation. This is one of the least dramatic emergencies, and one of the most dangerous. Heavy rain can cut off roads, damage communication systems, hide trails, prevent rescue teams from reaching remote locations. Campers may not be injured, they may not be drowning, they may simply be alone. Every emergency becomes harder when help cannot reach you, and every hour feels longer when nobody knows exactly where you are. The reality is simple. Heavy rain doesn't create one camping emergency. It creates many. Water rises, temperatures fall, roads fail, trees fall, rivers swell, slopes collapse, and every problem starts feeding the next. The most dangerous thing about heavy rain isn't getting wet. It's failing to recognize how many different emergencies can begin with a single storm. The more you understand these risks, the better prepared you'll be when the weather turns against you. Preparation won't stop the rain, but it can prevent a bad situation from becoming a disaster. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more camping, survival, wilderness, and off-grid videos explained.